see it. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Welcome back, everybody, to GLEC. I am Time Monster here, joined by Time Monster yet again here on the broadcast. Happy to be here at the GLEC venue. It is a fantastic venue. Let me just tell you, if you're watching from home, this is one of the best venues that I've ever been in for one of these LAN events. It is just fantastic. But to focus on this topic for today, it is going to be CSU against Indiana Tech, right? I had to make sure. There's a lot of new schools that are I to me, like a lot of new I schools to me, even though Olivet aren't new and don't start with an I, they kind of fall into that category in my brain. And then there's Illinois Wesleyan and then Indiana Tech. They kind of mixes up in my mind. But it is going to be the second seed versus the third seed with a bit of bias on the desk. I'm going to do my best to keep the bias out of here. I'm going to do my best to make sure that I am not just glazing my boys, my team, the guys that I used to play for, but at the end of the day, you know, sometimes it can't be helped, and that is not to be worried about. Starting off here, we're looking at Li Zhang is going to be the first map of this series, selected by, who was selected this map, out of curiosity? CSU. All right, Cleveland State selected this map. They banned away the Farah, and on the other side, Indiana Tech banned away that Diva. It's not a character that, excuse me, that I would usually expect to see like that ban order, right? Usually you would see the Farah ban or the Diva ban into the Farah ban, right? That seems a little bit more standard a lot of the time, right? Because Farah is generally played, and then Diva comes into counter, right? That's how you usually expect things to go in these games. So banning out the Farah first and having a reciprocal Diva ban feels a bit strange. Starting off with, it seems like Alizu's hovering the Orisa. I'm not sure if he's going to pull that out necessarily. P. Dougie on the other side, almost called Pudgy. That's not correct. Hovering the Hazard. Seems like a stronger character, all things considered, but Alizu, very good on the Orisa. He may not have played it last year where I was the one stuck in horse jail, but he's very good at it, or I would say probably better than me even back when we were playing. But, you know, don't break the team synergy and all that. Anyway, starting off here, CSU have early point control a little bit. His backline, Alizu, he's got to be worried about that, but Pete Dougie, he's going to wall him off. He wants to focus down on the tank just a little bit. The anti-nade has been called. Ender drops low, 1 HP, but will survive. Alizu tries to go for the backline or to pull some space back, but he'll be fine for now. Some poke onto P. Dougie, and he just immediately gets melted. Gorgeous. I think that was from mostly Captain Junior, maybe a bit from Muhiki, and I really won the finishing blow with a whip shot. The first cap will go to Cleveland State. The Vikings starting off good here. And then we got the cap comes through. Hermiggins dropping a little bit low there to the Cassidy poke. Cassidy did get that range buff, and we're seeing it exemplified in full force. There we go. Hermiggins is gone. And they're going to be controlling this high ground. This is a very standard sort of meta composition for CSU minus the Orisa. I'm not sure how strong Orisa is. I have seen her in quite a few pro games, and I trust this team to know what's what. I really do. Nice little 180 onto Alpha J Sieve there for Ender. Not really 180, but came up from the 180 to be sure. What you'd like to see to slow things down. I'm in CSU casting mode right now. I see my boys. I just go into, oh yeah, I'm back at Cleveland State commentating for the boys. Massive spam damage. Body block intentional, and that was good from Sky. Cleveland State are just holding this down like an iron fortress. These are going to have to back off that hazard wall. It's going to put down some pressure. Massive damage from Sky here. Just after shot the piercing rails. It's Ender again, just finds Alpha JC. The Tracer has been a non-factor this map so far. But a poke coming onto him from M Sky. It's going to be the Jagged Wall, but Ender, he's just going to dash right over. He's got no concerns in the world. They might actually be able to get this hazard staggered. That'd be huge for Cleveland State. A nano is actually applied. That's huge. This one coming in from Indiana Tech. The Terra Surge walled off. They might be able to find this tank, and Ender's gone as well, but Alizu able to get away with his life. Bolt support ultimates now online for Cleveland State, and only one for Indiana Tech. It favors Cleveland State. The orbital ray comes down. The strike from above. The healing, the damage boost. It's too much to bear. As Captain Junior finds the flashbang killed, the Fortify will protect from the sleep dart, and Alizu running it down into the spawn effectively. The rally as well. They don't want to give another shot. It's 86%. This is final fight territory at this point. The spear goes awry, and Muhiki's found Alpha JC yet again, and nobody is dying in Cleveland State. They've dropped one player, the downpour, but Ender's already gotten out of dodge. Overclock now for M2 Sky, and it's a dead-eye match. Captain Junior, the Dragon Blade as well. Nobody's even going to be able to touch this one. 100-0. Cleveland State starting off strong. It's just such an electric arena. Like, the arena itself provides such an incredible atmosphere to this, you know, tournament. And I think that it's starting to be felt by the players out there. It's starting to be felt by the viewers out there, because the pop-offs have been something I've not seen in a very, very long time.
Whatever awaits us, I am prepared.
Great round there from Cleveland State. And I will say, if P. Dougie going to pull out the ball, you might expect a little bit of ball reciprocated, because OW2 does like to play that character from time to time. Starting out naturally, both sides are going to start off with a TP, and this is actually something that I don't remember who played it, but I remember somebody in OWCS Korea, might have been Soup Cup, might have been China, played the Bap Sen ball. I think it was actually Team CC or Rocky Sports, one of the two, thinking back to OWCS China. It's a very curious backline, but it functions shockingly well with the ball. It lets him get topped up fairly frequently, but this brawl might be too much for Higgins to bear, but Captain Jr. is going to be the first victim. The Immortality Field keeps him up plenty fine. Muhiki with a melee kill, a kick to the back of the head of the Zenyatta, but it might be too little too late. Cleveland State going to find this difficult, but they will find one. Ender might be able to find the Baptiste. It's 1 HP, but the Bap survives. Damage is good from the ball, from the Tracer. Ender will survive plenty fine. The cap couldn't quite go through. P. Dougie not able to get it on. Will somebody be able to touch? No, they actually get the cap. This is good. Indian Attack gets some on the board. Dropping super low. They might be able to find the kill. No, he'll get out. Will he? Will he? Damage is just so great. So many cooldowns have to be used to get your tank out alive at this situation. Massive aggressive play here, Muhiki. Well, not Muhiki, but OW2 low on that primary fire energy. And now P. Dougie going around that left side trying to contest the point, get a little bit of focus fire onto him, and Captain Jr. does a decent job marking to start. And look at this aggression from CSU. They see the backline. It's vulnerable, and it's more than I thought it would be. OW2, he's got plenty of armor, and that Fortify gave him the overhealth to preserve it all. Alpha JC drops to Captain Jr. No flashbang required, just raw shots from the Peacekeeper. M2 Sky is going to take out Captain Jr. though. Overstay is welcome now. The Widowmaker for Alpha JC for a moment. Going to switch away relatively quickly. Goes for the Pack Link perk. One that I think most people would agree. Quite strong for the character. P. Dougie taking a spear. Fine for now. This backline for CSU is kind of huddled around this white room. If Alpha JC as well as the backline of Indian Tech can get a brawl going, it's not going to be ideal into the break, but with Transcendence online soon, if Ender can get this pick, it'll be massive. He gets it, Transcendence gone! The Tracer trying to take the 1v1, no recall, no dice. That'll be Captain Jr. taking that one down, and with the Amplification Matrix invested as well, they might try to win this fight. It's an ultimate, a soul for a soul. Cleveland State, no sweat off their brow, they're feeling fine. This is looking like another borderline 100-0 round if they're able to play at this pace. Taking the Charge Spear perk, it's a pretty good one. Most of the time you might see the shield in ranked, but this spear having that bigger projectile and the stronger push force is just good against tanks. That Orisa is adept at bullying, 87%, the orbital ray, the overclock, every ultimate, everything that could possibly come down. The minefield still online. M2 Sky finds Ender at the waning moment. The cap has come through. Alpha JC's got onto the point, and I Rule You1 is dropping real low, but survives for now. Captain Jr. with a pick onto Alpha JC. The Tracer out of the fight, thanks to the Cassidy at the end. It's 2 ultimates remaining. Really, no, it's just 1. The minefield went away, and now Cleveland State have gotten the cap yet again. M2 Sky, finds Muhiki, OW2 dropping low, and with no Juno to keep him alive. It's all on the brig. The flashbang is good. They might be able to trade tank. No, he gets out just at the right time. M2 Sky with another. This Sojourn is going ridiculous right now. Everybody's dropping too low. Nobody can survive. It's a massive PED. And CSU have to give up the point. Indiana Tech get a cap. Massive cleanup there from Indiana Tech. Three ultimates, I believe, were used that fight for Cleveland State. They're going to be dry here. Indiana Tech have the Pulse Bomb and soon to have Transcendence. That pick from Ender doesn't matter as much now looking back at it. You're going to have the Transcendence for a fight where it matters at some point or another. You might be able to brawl with it, you might be able to sustain with it. A well-played few fights, but it's a Pulse Bomb! It's beautiful! Both DPS ripped away from them. And now some staggers here will go glorious. It's a side dish. It's going to be a stagger from OW2 at the very least. He gets his one, but they can't stagger these for too long. Tracer will be back, don't you worry. That stagger, not too important. Terra Surge now for OW2, but that Transcendence will adequately cancel that one out. I'm always surprised to see what the crosshairs people are playing with. Captain Jr. with the small red plus. Red tends to clash with all that other, so I do like it. The Javelin spin is going to prevent the ball from booping him off the map, but OW2's got to worry about his team now, and there we go to roll through. A flashbang as well, the pile drive sent in, but there's too much damage for P. Dougie to consistently maintain this engage. The Amplification Matrix is going to be matched by the Terra Surge. Immortality Field gone, and the Transcendence is out, and what happened to M2 Sky? The Sorcerer has been the carry, and now it's gone. The charge of the Javelin Spear. But it's going to be the drop. OW2 is gone. It's a 4v4 made at 4v3-2. How many players can still stand against CSU's might? 81%, and CSU have gotten the cap. By the way, Elysiu drops low, but thanks to that Fortify extra over health. Going to be topped off many fine. The Orbital Ray now. They're going to pop it for the clean up. I don't know that P-Duggy's still on, and now it's the overclock. M2 Sky, but it's Muhiki with the torpedo. He's got to survive. He's at such low HP, and P-Duggy, he finds it. A DP in for Muhiki, or not Muhiki, but I'm really you want. I'm so used to seeing my mans on the Kiri that now the main support's done with the pulse bomb that goes wide. This one doesn't carry nearly as hard as the first. It's going to be a 2-0 for map 1, Cleveland State, off that Dragon Blade. The arena roars. And this is probably going to be that Pulse Bomb. That Pulse Bomb was stellar there for Alpha JC. It's not an ultimate you generally... Like, it's a time immemorial, that one. I'm pretty sure I've seen Pulse Bombs from that angle since, like, what, 2019, 2018? Maybe even earlier. Ugh, it's a classic, that one. Great play from Cleveland State. Obviously not biased here at the booth. Totally not. Not a CSU student here myself at all. Well played from them, though. But Indiana Tech showing some tricks of their own. I liked the ball that was shown. I liked what was played. And we're going to go to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Oh, wait, no, that's me. My bad. Misinterpreted what the producer was saying. No, we're going to go to a quick break. Hello. But we're going to be right back. Great play so far. I'm hoping for more from Indiana Tech. They showed some great sparks of life. Welcome back, everybody. Map 1 went the way of Cleveland State. Indiana Tech had some fight towards the second half, but coming into map 2, we got to see them put in a little bit more. The map ban, or the hero bans rather, for this one were Winston and Brigitte. It's a bit of confusion as to who is who, because for some reason Cleveland State banned first, despite the fact that they were supposed to ban second. But assuming it was who said their ban was correct, I think it was CSU banned Brig and Indiana Tech banned Winston. The order's a bit suspect, but regardless, Brig and Winston no longer on the battlefield. P-Duggy looking to start on the ball, but he is in spawn reminder, so this could change at any moment. Meanwhile, on the side of Cleveland State, they are running almost the same exact composition, except they're on a variant of this double flex support that I said they called doo-doo. But, you know, I guess that they like to make me feel stupid. It happens. Either way, Cleveland State coming into this one, they're going to start with the Orisa, Sojourn, Genji, Kiriko, Juno. Meanwhile, Indiana Tech again. They are going to fully walk out on this. All right. I was a bit concerned. I wasn't sure if they were going to commit to this, but I do like it. The ball's coming in. Soj, Tracer, Lucio, Kiri. I like this composition. It's a very, very aggressive frontal assaults type of composition. If that spear hit M2 Sky, by the way, that was a dead Sojourn. Just an FYI for everyone. Full rail charge is going to be terrifying for Cleveland State. One headshot will bring OW2 or Muhiki down to pittance. It's going to be an early walk here from Elysiu, but he goes a little bit too far. But still a little bit too much. It's an engage now onto the high ground, and Muhiki drops low, and P-Duggy able to finish someone off. It's actually the ball dive that I was concerned about that works out well. Now Cleveland State without arguably their MVP, their lineup MVP. Captain Junior is going to have to dash out, slide out of danger, and I really want to do a great job keeping him up, but who's going to keep everybody else up? Ender, he's going to drop in. Elysiu has found 2! So there's a chance here. There's a real possible chance. There's a great spear onto P-Duggy to try to keep OW2 alive. Nice spin to shove away that tank. A spear as well. Rolling in for P-Duggy. Recall for Sin for Ender. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not sure what that one was. I think he actually flabbergasted at what that could have possibly been. But either way, it's going to be a reset here for IT. Not feeling comfortable with their current situation. They want to re-examine what they're doing. Early rotate up to the high ground for P-Duggy. He's on top of Captain Junior yet again, but there's no DPS to follow him quite this time. P-Duggy dropping real low. Alpha JC on the low ground. Seeing if they can swoop in and find a kill down there, but no. Captain Junior walks right up onto high ground and immediately backs off. The Hyper Ring will help them escape. Terror Surge, all right, yeah, that's an early one, but one that I don't hate. Muhiki's down again. This has been so much pressure onto Muhiki. They have planned around this player specifically, but guess what? CSU ain't no pushovers. They still got 4 players left to bite back. And Junior is going to get that final staggered from McGinnis. He's going to be able to escape for now. I'm taking a little bit of chip. P-Duggy's going to try to control this room just a tad. Has the minefields now. This is going to be good for an engage if they can find point. The tank ults is favoring Indiana Tech right now, especially given the fact that Fluffy is only 8% away from the sound barrier, rapidly approaching the beat. Muhiki's able to get peeled this time. Or even if Junior or Lyrule1, whoever gets dove. It looks at the end. So you see they're able to repel that one, but the minefield is coming in. Let's see if this can do anything. It's a TP away. Muhiki super low. It's going to be Orbital Ray force. That's huge for P-Duggy. Trading an ult for an ult when you're the tank into Orbital Ray is massive. And M2 Sky has found Junior as well, but Alizu, the spear, this guy is precise. This guy is lethal. There goes another. Lyrule1 dropping. Can Alizu hit the clutch? That spear is gone. He's going to shove M2 Sky into the corner, and the Kitsune rush as well. Oh, goodbye, Alpha JC. Where are you coming? Where are you going? Into the grave is the answer to both. They might be able to get the Sagger as well. It'd be a nightmare scenario if they can, but no, not quite. I mean, this chase is still here and the Pulse Bomb online. You might just go for this one, and yeah, he goes for it, but it's stuck to the wall and maybe some light property damage, but nothing too major. Sound barrier now online for Indiana Tech. This is the key ultimate for this battle, for this fight, I should say. If they're able to get even a single tick, I think that the way that this round has gone is going to be arguably more than Lyrule1. He's just up in the corner and he's going to go down. Indiana Tech have found some fight to put up, and P-Duggy's dropping low. The sound barrier will come in just in time. A Terra Surge in the middle of it all, and Junior finds the tank. The tank trade is huge. It's impactful, and it's here. Another couple of trades here and there, and a little bit of everywhere. So low are the players on Indiana Tech with the support. Fluffy's going to keep them alive for now, and there goes Junior as well. Ender still alive. This Tracer is just weaving in and out of the battlefield, and there's no supports right now for Cleveland State. Lyrule1 has just arrived to the battlefield, though. No ultimates online. This is going to pure mechanics and pure positioning. Can't quite find the blink. Melee, the 180. Doesn't come online for that one, but P-Duggy dropping real low. The tank has to survive. 52 HP. Hits the PD, and now he's off the point, and the spear will finish off the kill game. They get the touch. Yes, Alpha JC has it on lock. There goes Fluffy as well, but Joe goes for the touch and has to give their life for it. Another touch here for Alpha JC, and M2 Sky has found the pick, but they can't find it all. Lyrule1 with another, and Cleveland State a full hold now on Blizzard World. You can see there, PJ. Obviously, I'm going to know more about the inner workings of Cleveland State than I am about most teams. Waving for the team when they're feeling happy. They're feeling confident. They're feeling good, and they deserve to after that. But PJ is always making sure he's down there with the players to make sure that they are feeling supported and they are feeling good. Real emotional leader for the program that he is. Coming into this one, Indiana Tech have to get a full hold to not go to match point, and that is a terrifying position to be in. It always is. It's never easy. And they're going back to it. The ball, Bap Zen. It's a scary composition. It's a difficult one, and it's high risk. The reward is great, but can you play something high risk for 4 straight minutes? That's how long you have to hold on for. 4 minutes on the time bank. A single tick goes the way of the Vikings, and that'll be map 2 secured. Indiana Tech need to lock this one under lock and key.
That means a lot, Orisa.
Well, Cleveland State, they have a composition with 2 ultimates that can almost guarantee a tick if Indiana Tech want a kite ever. They just can't with this situation that they're put in. Hermiggins has the most important ultimate on the side of Indiana Tech. Can't use it selfishly, has to use it for their team to pop the Transcendence against anything but Orbital Ray or Kitsune Rush. Almost certainly spells Demise. Bullying now for P-Duggy. We'll grab the Mega. Will they be able to find their way out? Yep, it's going to be a mini. Little treat for the road. Look at this, Ender's already found their way into the backline. He's just bullying the Zenyatta. P-Duggy finds Muhiki, but they might have found a better treasure down here, and yes, they have. Alizu finds one support, Junior the other, and CSU, they're going to drop players, but it's a bit of damage, and they should be able to get back in time, unless Alizu gets staggered here. I mean, Orisa's a nightmare, but yeah, he's going to have to throw himself into the abyss if he doesn't want to stagger any longer. He's going to go for this one last pick, but no, he staggered himself too far in Indiana Tech. That's the regroup guaranteed in a minute off the bank. Muhiki trying to go for something cheeky here, a little bit of Damage, perhaps a pick going. He wants to build up this Kissing Rush as fast as possible, naturally. On the other side of things, Indiana Tech should just now about be regrouped if they weren't already. Bit of a roll through for P. Dougie to slow things down to a crawl. That's what you need if you're in Indiana Tech. Alpha JC caught off starboard side. I really want has been spotted by P. Dougie now. He's going to try to find the pressure, but with no tank on the point. This might be Cleveland State's opportunity to just grab and go. There we go, rolls right into Muhiki. Drops that Kiriko low if they can call it out to his team. Alpha JC, go sick 'em, boys. Oh, P. Dougie dropping so low. They have to stay on the point. M2 Sky is going to find a trade, and yeah, you can't touch Cleveland State. They get map 2. Things are going green so far for the Vikings. I say green specifically because, you know, the color's green. Not because it is inherently good that my school is winning. I'm rambling. I'm losing it. Oh, that last match, I think, just took it out of me. This was a crazy clutch from Elysiu, though. Like, just randomly kills Alpha JC, which is unfortunate for Alpha JC. Great map pick there. It was Indiana Tech's selection. This next one will be as well. And remember, it is global map selection, if I'm not mistaken. Anybody can pick any map. You can go all the way over to Blizzard, or not Blizzard World, but you could go all the way to Saravasa. You could take a trip over to Paricio. Heck, you might even be looking into just a regular old escort map. But that's going to be on the other side. Oh, am I going to camera? Or I'm going to camera. We're going to go to a very quick break, though. Yeah. I was about to send it right when you transition to the camera. But we're going to go on a quick break. We're going to be right back. We're going to see what map 3 has in store. One more opportunity here for Indiana Tech to stay in the winner's side, play for that CECC LAN qualifying position. The winner of this tournament gets to go to Texas. And Indiana Tech, they want to have another shot at that golden prize. That would be the Texas championship. Meanwhile, CSU, they are poised to win this one out. The bands, Indiana Tech, they popped the Juno. It's been a threat to them. Cleveland State have played it on both the previous maps. CSU, though, they want to play a bit more standard Overwatch. They want to play something straightforward, something that makes sense to them, and they get rid of the Widow. I couldn't agree more with both these team selections, to be honest. However, one small problem. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. I really used to be our flex support player. So him on Zen is not exactly an uncomfortability for him. He is probably going to be more comfortable on Zen than he is on most characters, including, you know, Juno. Happy to see my boy on. Really, that was what he was especially good at when he played flex support as well. It was his Zenyatta. He had a good Ana, but it was his Zen that was the big thing. I think Cassie's going to come out for Alpha JC. They see the Genji and they decide this is going to be the counter pick they want. I love this little angle here from Ender as well. He can just double jump out, get some shurikens in, get some damage in, and dip back into safety. The double hate scan for IT. It's going to be good at pressuring people out at these long ranges and keeping Ender at bay before they engage. But if Ender can weasel their way in, things might be tough. That's a deflect onto the flashbang. It's an Immortality Field forced to dash. Gets Ender to safety. Both immos gone. Favors Indiana Tech. They can start taking some space. And with one good HP trade on these tanks, Indiana Tech, they're going to be poised to get it right up to that box. Good shield placement for P. Dougie. He's going to take an accretion, and that shield will drop. Indiana Tech, all of a sudden that advantage they had is starting to trickle. To dive in for Ender, the rock won't hit, and M2 Sky don't need it to. It's a dink with a rail. In Cleveland State, they're going to struggle here. It's a rock onto M2 Sky. The Immortality Field forced on them. And Muhiki? Hello? P. Dougie's just gone, apparently. That's another. The guy is precise as can be. This kid is cracked out of his mind. I'm telling you. He's going to get his first perk online here as well. First perk soon to be online for everybody. And a stagger kill as well onto Alpha JC will give CSU a bit more breathing room. And Matrix as well. That's really early in the fine dividends. Hermiggins goes down. And really, I have to say, this Hermiggins' fault. They should have been using a player icon that aligned with the team. Everybody else has Winston. I'm kidding, of course. And Matrix now for IT. This is going to allow them to swing up. But Elysiu with the Gravitic Flux. By the way, almost twice as fast as P. Dougie. An accretion, random rock, go. Goes into just about nothing. going to be honest with you. And Fluffy finds Ender. Ender has been caught out quite a few times this map. The accretion went by, whizzing by his head, and it was almost not noticed at all. That gives him some time to pop the Flux, and it goes whiff! Nobody gets hit by that one. That gives Indiana Tech so much breathing room. They're up a player, they're up an ult. They can pop the Transcendence or the window whenever they want. There we go, the window on the cart's gonna swing around the corner, and Captain Jr. is gonna be the first victim. They'll get another. Indiana Tech, they still got some life left in them. A dash through for Ender. He's not gonna find a whole lot here. I hate to break it to you, Cleveland State. Indiana Tech, they're on the board. Three ultimates on. They only use that window for that fight, Cleveland State, down the Amp Matrix as well as the Gravitic Flux. They're going to be missing two key ultimates for these Sigma compositions. Granted, less key than they would be with the Widowmaker on the battlefield. Reminder, CSU banned that one away. But still, very key ultimates. Transcendence on both sides means that we're likely going to see a trade of those ultimates. What I expect to happen, I really won trances for the Gravitic Flux, and then we see a trance on the other side. Depending on how many players are hit, at the very least, or an early accretion that gives P. Dougie the go time. The signal is told. It's actually going to be the overclock early. Captain Jr. pops it. Can they find a good target? Doesn't look so. The cover use is good for Indiana Tech in a situation with Gravitic Flux. It's going to go up, and only the Transcendence is hit. If he didn't pop Q, he wouldn't have even gotten in range. That move speed betrays him. Ender goes deep for the attempted dive. He's going to force an immortality field on each side there. Still some ultimates left, and Indiana Tech, they're going to be the first to pull the trigger. I1 found Alpha JC, and the Dragon Blade comes in. Can Ender find this one? It doesn't look like it. Ender doesn't need to, though. I1 is somehow going to find a kill through the Transcendence onto M2 Sky. Alpha JC coming back on the Tracer for that move speed. CSU, they're able to at least keep some pressure alive, so Indiana Tech can't push this cart as fast or as far as they might want. Ender likely to be first up to the plate to touch. Ant Matrix, that one's for CSU. It looks like one set for Indiana Tech, but it's just so good for Cleveland State at the end of the day. Muhiki finds M2 Sky, the hit scan is gone, and that immortality field is left to bear. Junior with another. Can they find these stagger kills? Fluffy tries to go for a trade on cart, and there goes Alpha JC, a beautiful bit of tracking for Elizu. I'm trying not to be biased, but getting some boos from the crowd as well. Somebody's not happy. Or some people really are not happy about what's going on now. Only the Flux for Cleveland State. Only the window for Indiana Tech. 1-1. No Transcendence means this Flux can find a lot of value. But no Trance means that this window can find a lot of value, so it's really the macro of how these compositions can boil down at times. Elizu's going to have to give up quite a bit of space in just a moment. There we go. Accretion. Or not accretion, but the kinetic grasp is forced. Both sides pop it. He pops the Flux. Will this rock hit? It doesn't quite. Ender finds the dash kill onto Fluffy, and he's gone deep into that backline. Junior's going to be the one to find M2 Sky, though. The Zen drops low. Kill not quite. P. Dougie finds one, but that one might just be consolation. A block under the accretion, and Elizu's going to establish that he might just be the better tank right now. And he gets the levitation perk as well.
Now you see?
Transcendence now online for Cleveland State. That's going to be a tough fight to win if you're in Indiana Tech. You need to pop Flux or something. Find something. Maybe pulse the Zenyatta. If you do, that might force the Transcendence. And if that happens, then Flux suddenly might find a little bit more value.
This ends now.
They're going to pop the overclock early. They want to stop the Zen from ever getting an ultimate on the battlefield. And there we go. It's going to be the Ant Matrix as well. Pop the Disruptor shot right where that Tracer has to walk through. It's a 150. Charge overclock. It's a terrifying prospect to consider. There we go. The Transcendence. The Pulse Bomb didn't find its connect. And with that Transcendence gone, that's 2-1 for ultimates. Really, it's 3-3 if I... Or 3-2 if I'm going to be honest. 14 seconds remain. The Transcendence for Indiana Tech is going to be next up to the plate. This is what can win them the fight. This is what can win them the point. This is what can keep them alive in this series. Kinetic Grasp. Ender tries to go for the trade. Immortality Field is forced. He's got the Dragon Blade. Let's see if he pulls it out. It's going to be Alpha JC. Muhiki is gone. The chances are dwindling. He's going to pull it out. He wants to find the clutch, but again, it's even possible. He gets this one. It's doable. Ender, he's going deep, but he can't find another. Junior, he's going to be taken down by M2 Sky with the overclock, and I1 goes deep for it. They force the clock at the very least, but a second point is claimed by Indiana Tech. They are not done yet. They keep fighting.
Hello there.
A heavy investment for Cleveland State. Nearly as much for Indiana Tech. This third point, though, I really won goes Lucio. This will allow them better rotations, better team play on this one. Elysiu's gonna... No, I thought he was gonna opt to give up the high ground, but no, I forgot that that character kind of has a double jump with that perk. Or Rulu One is gonna look for a boop here, but I doubt Indiana Tech are gonna be so daft as to walk into this. Muhiki, he's taking this in stride, but Elysiu's gone a little bit too far. I think they're playing with their fruit a little bit, is what it looks like, despite the fact that they're losing out as they are, and Ender with a pair. Maybe they've earned the right. Double slide perk unlocked for Captain Junior. The triple blink recall is what Alpha JC's got.
Hello there.
Pretty darn good perk, if I'm gonna be honest. And now without that Zen, this Pulse Bomb, this Flux might look a little bit more appealing. The Pulse Bomb needs to be stopped by Muhiki's Immortality for the Flux. It's too early, but they're just doing it to buy some time. Big damage onto the Sojourn, but M2 Sky will survive. Accretion, Immortality Field, it's not going to be enough. There goes M2 Sky, it's a clock, but it's not enough. Alpha JC finds the trade. P-Dougie drops 64 HP, a stack now. As Ender, he's cleaning up. It's 3 for the boy. The young man for Cleveland State is taking things in charge. 2 is all they'll get. 2 is where they'll stand.
Score.
Cleveland State are hungry. They want that grand finals appearance. They know that they fought for it, and they can smell it on the horizon. Indiana Tech, though, still a good push from them. It's very winnable from this position, right? You get the first point. It's tough. Each point on this map, it might as well be a full map in terms of difficulty. First point is a nightmare. Second point, you see that high ground, it's impossible. Third point, it's unbearable. And first point might as well be 2 points. The first point is just getting past this bridge you're seeing right here, getting under that, might as well be the first point. It's just a nightmare to get through this one. CSU hovering the same comp they were just playing in Indiana Tech on the other side of things. Almost could have played in Moira, but I don't think you're going to go with a commitment like that quite yet. It's up to Alpha JC for this last Euro pick. Running a little bit low on time. It's going to be May is the selection. All right, I don't mind that. I really don't. When you think about it, it wasn't that long ago, only a year or so, that we had that Sigma May Bastion meta. It might have been 2 years ago at this point, but it's not been so long. It's a style that's not too shabby. Let's see what CSU has as an adjustment to it, if they do.
Stop the payload.
Payload, shut it down.
Bit of early spam here from CSU is going to force Indiana Tech out of some angles. And Ender, yeah, he wants nothing to do with the May. He's going to switch. Oh, he's not? Okay. They thought about it for a second, but somebody counter called him, it seems. He's going to go over the roofs here. He has to use this dash for it, I think? No, he gets it over. He had his double jump the whole time. The May spots him. He's going to diverge some attention. Almost gets the May with the deflect as well off of JC. Almost fell apart to that one. Accretion. It's a free kinetic grasp for Elysiu to take some space with. Ender just in the backline. All right, he's just going to get one. He's going to get 2. Are you serious? The young man is just... Is it going to be more? He's going to find a 3rd? Yes. There's just more meat for the grinder. Make it 4. Why not? No, Elysiu will take it away from him. IT. Enough with the May, they say. It's Cassidy day. Massive chip onto Elysiu, but this first point, it's taken now. So much damage onto P-Dougie. I said big chip onto Elysiu. This is not chip. This is a whole chunk ripped away from him. The payload now pushing. A rock goes awry. I like the space that CSU's holding. I wish they could take a little bit more, but they really can't right now. They do have the Ant Matrix, though, so maybe they can actually. Indiana Tech, though, they're playing this slow. I like this. Immortality Field forced by the Ant Matrix. CSU might need to worry about that on the other end. And there we go. They drop their tank. It's a Dragon Blade, but the Transcendence is there to counteract. Ender ain't got much to do with this one. He's got the deflect into the Ant Matrix. It's not going to do nearly enough, though. Too much healing from the Trank. 4.5 minutes now, and that's when CSU is going to be put back to the drawing board. What? Hey, no. I did not just witness a Zenyatta kill Sigma in the post-fight. I did not just witness a flanking Baptiste. What is going on? Muhiki's got all of his utility. He's just gonna get it up. He gets two. What? How dare? How dare you? Is there a shred of respect for this other team? Is there a shred of respect for yourselves? P-Dougie's just gonna watch as his team falls around. GLEC Flux in tow. They're not gonna go for it. They can't. They have to watch in abject horror as this point goes away from them. And look, 45 meters away is that golden box of victory. That'll put CSU in grands. That's all it takes. One more game. And with the Flux on the field for CSU, as well as that overclock, they've got some tools. But Indiana Tech has more. Flux sends them up. Accretion, but that shield is too far in the way. It's another rock. This one onto Alizu. And Alpha JC is going to find the first kill, but it ain't the tank. Junior falls. And Ender caught in the back line. Are they going to be able to get this one? Oh, Ender's so low. This one he survives. Yeah, P-Dougie finds it. GLEC Flux ain't going to do a whole lot for you. P-Dougie survives plenty fine with the help of his supports. Amplification Matrix and Overclock for CSU. Meanwhile, only the clock currently for M2 Sky, but don't worry, Hermiggins will have the Trank by the time this next fight really begins. It'll have to be a miracle pick from somebody if they don't want that ult online first. They're being pressured out a little bit by P-Dougie. Amp Matrix, it's nice in this room in particular. It's going to be so tough. There's so few angles you can play from at this point. P-Dougie is all alone. Amp Matrix, Transcendence, Overclock. They got to put everything into this one. Fluffy finds Alizu. They survive, but it's at a hefty cost. Trank and Clock. CSU only invested the Amp Matrix to force both. This is where Indiana Tech can absolutely start cycling these ultimates, though. They've got GLEC Flux coming up. They've got the Amp Matrix online at the moment as we speak. Hermiggins dropped super low. I don't even know what that was. I think it was a volley from iRulia 1. Remember, those orbs do 50 damage now. 5 to the body. That's a dead squishy. They're going around the same angle again. And they know. Overclock sent forward. Amp Matrix, this one on the defense. Junior looking for a target, but there ain't nothing there. P-Dougie still has full card control, but they're going to start poking him out slowly but surely. The angles are starting to whelm. Oh, Alizu's so low. That rock is going to come in, but it's a perfect Trank. This one from iRulia 1 and the Dragonblade sent into the back line. There's nothing to stop it this time. It's going to have to be the GLEC Flux used defensively, and Ender ain't long for this world. There's a trade 2 for 2. But Cleveland State, they're starting to come out on top, but there goes their tank. It's a support and a support versus a tank and a DPS, and P-Dougie might as well have the health bar of a DPS. Dropping low, but the respawn wave is soon to arrive for Indiana Tech. They might have just saved off defeat for now. Muhiki, that's a sharpshooter right there. M2 Sky takes it down, and there we go. Junior finds another. P-Dougie's gone. The respawn wave is here, but can it do much against the full force of Cleveland State? 2 players remain. It's only supports, and no, they will not touch. No, they will not dare. It's grand finals for Cleveland. Excellently done there. Well fought for Indiana Tech. They played it well. They played their hearts out. At the end of the day, sometimes it just happens. Sometimes there are these matches that just end up being a little bit tough. And it just so happened to be that way this day. It's a 3-0 for Cleveland State. Pushed to the brink of that final map. And if we could get a quick check on what the bracket looks like for tomorrow for these games, just for a quick overview before we head out for the night. Really well played for CSU there. And just one more reminder for the viewers at home, by the way, the bands were Widowmaker and Juno. And yeah, here we go. So for Overwatch, we got the 9th place, 7th, 3rd, 5th place matches that are going to have to be looked at. And the final, CSU currently sitting alone, waiting for that semifinal match. Illinois Wesleyan versus that invigorated Tiffin after shutting down the reverse sweep. Manchester versus Olivine. Olivine managed to take a map off of St. Xavier, which is pretty good for them. Outside of that, though, Indiana Tech waiting to see who will be their 3rd place match opponent. And then also Ohio Northern and Albion waiting on their opponents as well. Well done today from all the teams. But at the end of the day, when it comes to those final placings, you can play for your 9th place, you can play for your 5th place, but there's one place that really matters, and that is that victory, that CSU, that presumably Illinois Wesleyan or Tiffin are looking for. Let's see who is going to do it tomorrow. I've been Ty Munster. I've had a few casters before me, with me, and I've had producers, of course, doing their fantastic job that they do. Never get enough love they do. Thank you all for watching tonight, and we will have more tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your night.